Did you know that you only have to be a good parent about 30% of the time? This statistic is what broke me free. It helped me to be authentic and real and to be okay with making mistakes because I could actually teach my child something through them. If you're somebody who strives to be a good parent and you just feel the guilt and the shame, the weight of the real life human you are, the reality of your responses, this episode is going to bring you so much comfort and hope that you are on the right path, even if you're not doing it right 100% of the time. Welcome to the Slowish Parenting Podcast. I'm your host, Alexis. I'm a mama to two little girls and a parenting coach. I help moms who are burned out, tired, and stressed feel happy and confident so they can enjoy a little more ease in their daily life. If you want to unlearn parenting and awaken your innate design, then you're in the right place. Alrighty, let's get into today's episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode. Welcome to my new space. I'm very excited. I'm getting this almost near to completion, and I'm just excited about the color and the feel. It's cozy and it just feels right. I'm excited to share this new podcasting space with you. I hope that you will grab something to drink. Fun story. My husband's out with the kids and he just dropped by to give me a coffee. My favorite thing I'm drinking right now is called a honeybee. So it is honey, vanilla, and a little bit of salt with some cream, obviously. And oh my gosh, it's so good. So anyway, so sweet. He dropped by and gave that to me before I hit record. And yeah, I've just been loving that drink. So if you haven't tried it, you definitely have to give it a go. It's super good in my opinion. But anyhow, today we are talking about a statistic that freed me. It helped me to let go of shame and to stop punishing myself for not being a perfect parent. And before I get into the statistic, I want you to know that shame is the punishment every single time. I have not come across a mom that I've worked with who hasn't used shame, these phrases of I am bad, you're a horrible mother. It's really this attack on self to punish ourselves. And often it's the patterning of what we were punished with or how we were punished as a child that we will do to ourselves to stop a behavior or to stop a thought or to stop ourselves from doing, X, Y, and Z. And if you're like me, which I'm going to guess you're similar to me if you're listening to this episode, where you just put a lot of pressure on yourself to perform and to be a good parent, and you can get caught up in the race of like, I'm not good enough. I'm not doing enough. I'm a bad mom. I, lose it more than I want to. And it actually keeps us stuck. This is why I have an entire module in the Calm Mama Blueprint about going from shame to empathy. We have to have empathy for ourselves and for our situation to get out of that cycle of shame. And this is what kept me stuck for so long, was believing that I deserved to be shamed because I thought that that was going to stop the behavior. And so I want you to know that shame isn't going to help you. Telling yourself that you're a bad mom, trying to be a perfectionist, trying to be perfect is what I'm trying to say there, is not going to get you there. You're just trying at that point. You're not actually believing in that. And so for me, there's been this shift from saying, I'm trying to be a better mom. And I believe I made this shift about probably a year ago where I was like, I am a better mom. I'm not an I am statement person, but it's like I'm on the journey to being a better mom. It's much more concrete, and we're so sure of ourselves at that point. It's like it's happening, even if it hasn't happened yet. And so making those subtle mindset shifts can really change how we feel. in the day-to-day life, which affects how we treat our kids, how we parent, how we show up. And so recently I've been creating some content for my new curriculum that's coming out hopefully by the end of the year, called The Motherhood Experience. And I was looking for a statistic that I remembered reading in the book called The Power of Showing Up by Dr. Daniel Siegel. And he talked about a certain percentage of time that we need to be a good parent. And I could not find the statistic to save my life in all my notes and in the book that I'd highlighted. So I was like, well, I'm just going to have to reread that book again, which I'm glad. I want to reread it. But as I was doing the research to try to find where it was, I had found a statistic by Dr. Daniel Winnicott. Let me get my notes here so I can read it to you. So he says that we need to meet our child's needs only 30% of the time to raise happy and securely attached children. So I want to pause this podcast because season 1 of the Slowish Parenting podcast is going to be coming to an end on September 17th. That'll be the last episode until about mid-November-ish. The reason for this is I'm really burned out and frustrated with the algorithm. I want to create content that I know that you guys need, and it's just not reaching the moms who need it. And it's very, very, very frustrating. And so I just need to take a break from that. With that being said, I will still be on YouTube. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure you head over there because I will be posting some sporadic YouTube videos, hopefully once a week-ish, hopefully. And if you're not on my email list, I'll also still be sending a weekly email there. But I'm actually opening Unscripted. I'm going to say this now. If you do want to join Unscripted, you can just comment Unscripted below and I will send you the link for it. But Unscripted is this raw, real podcast episode. I literally press start on my laptop and I just record. And we are going to be talking about all the parenting things. I talk so much about healing mama, which I believe is the first really big part. But then it's like, how do I integrate this? How do I parent without punishments, bribes, yelling, rewards, all of the above? How do I actually do that? And I want to share deeper about that. So there's going to be 7 podcast episodes. 1 is already uploaded. So if you join today, you will have that for about, well, at the time of this airing, it'll be about 3 weeks before episode 2 comes out of Unscripted. And you're also going to get a community during the 7 weeks of recording. So my plan is after the 7 weeks of recording, you guys get to keep the podcast episodes, but the village will be going away just because it's a lot for me to manage by time, this podcast comes back in November. Yeah. So anyway, that's what's exciting and also slightly sad going on around here. I know that you guys understand, but I want to share this with you and hopefully even if you're watching this partway through maybe October, I would love for you to join. I would love for you to join this little community and get to know you guys better. So, alrighty, let's continue with the podcast. So if you watched last 2 weeks ago's episode, so the last episode before this, you're going to see that I am very interested in attachment right now. I've studied attachment, but I am now seeing the fruit of attachment within my own family. And I think everybody needs to know how to do that. I think that attachment can be this big, lofty idea that we want to do, but I don't think we actually know how to do that. And so when I read this statistic, 3 things caught my eye. The first thing was that we need to meet our child's needs. Our kids' needs matter. We need to be attuned to them, which is something that Daniel Siegel talks about in that book. But the second thing that really stood out to me was we all want to raise happy kids. We all want to raise resilient children, emotionally intelligent kids. And in order to do that, we need secure attachment with our children. We have to have it. And the crazy part to me is we only need to do it well 30% of the time. So something I talk about a lot here is, what do you have capacity for? I was just talking to a client of mine about how she was just losing it at her kids. And she's like, I keep losing it. And it's like, by the end of the night, I just like don't have the capacity to hold another boundary. And I'm like, okay, then don't. She like looked at me like, but I have to be consistent, And it's true. Like, I used to be that way, and I used to pride myself on being consistent. But what if consistency is less necessary, and being regulated, having capacity for a moment, is actually more important? And I think that this is 100% true. And I think that when we only focus on being a really good, attuned, emotionally open, and emotionally regulated mom 30% of the time, we allow for that other percentage, that other 70%, right? 70, 80, 90, yeah, 100. The other 70% to be truly authentically ourselves. I see so many moms saying like, I don't want to just put on a happy face all the time. And I tell parents like, don't then. And I'm going to actually share with you a little story. This is very personal and vulnerable. Put the two words together there. But it was a very hard moment for me. So yesterday I took a pregnancy test. We have been trying to get pregnant for this will be my 8th cycle, and it was negative. Now granted, still haven't gotten my period yet. So I guess, technically I still could be pregnant, but just not feeling it. So I take the test, and I'm sitting in the bathroom trying to hold back feelings. I can feel my body tensing, my neck, my back, my shoulders, everything's tensing. And I walk out of the bathroom, and my husband just looks at me. He just knows, just by the look on my face, and just I'm trying to hold it all together. And he's just like, you don't have to hold it together. And I wanted to, right? I wanted to hold it together for the kids. I wanted to look strong. I wanted to look like this wasn't affecting me, that I was just this another day, but emotionally it was taking a big toll on me. So I sat there and I talked to my husband for a minute, and we decided that we were going to tell the kids that, and they know that we've been trying to get pregnant. They been well aware of that. They've been asking for a sibling for as long as I can remember at this point, probably a year or more. And so we had just shared with them that, God has decided not yet. And I'm really sad about that, because I'm ready. I'm ready for another baby. And we told them like, Mama's going to be a little sad today. So if I'm not feeling myself, that's why. And it was just the coolest experience to be truly authentically me, to not have to feel like I had to put on a happy face. I could be kind of somber and sad. And that didn't mean that I actually was less frustrated with the kids, because I just felt like I wasn't trying to cover anything up. And I think, how often have I in the past tried to cover something up and then took that out on my kids? I know I've done it. I tried my best to always let them in on my world a little bit, obviously age appropriate. But it's just like, I don't know. I think there was just this moment where I just really, I felt like this is exactly what that other 70% is it's me being authentic. It's me also having a hard, bad moment and messing up with my kids and apologizing and using apologies to teach them how to mess up and how to ask for forgiveness, how to make things better, and show them what that process looks like. And so when I did a little bit more research into this study and who Dr. Daniel Winnicott was, I found that he coined the term good enough parenting. And I loved that. It released so much for me. I am a good enough mom. right? I am definitely good enough. This doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue furthering myself and healing myself and, going on this journey, but I can go to bed at night resting, knowing that I'm doing what I can, and that's good enough. And so I want to extend that to you. I want you to feel like what your efforts are right now is good enough. And if you feel like, because I'm going to say, looking back, hindsight 2020, I don't even know that I was emotionally there for my children 30% of the time. I think it was so uncomfortable for me. And so if you're sitting here going, I don't even know if I am able to meet my child's needs 30% of the time right now, especially if your kid's in daycare and then they come home and you're feeling irritable the entire time and like you can't truly, authentically, 100% be present with them when they're going through something, then yeah, maybe they aren't getting that met. And that's where, the healing comes in for you. This is where your journey begins. This is why I have the Calm Mama Blueprint. And if you're sitting here going, okay, sounds like a lot of information, I'm not even really sure where to start in the process, this is why I started Awaken. Awaken is a 7-day reset. The link will be below. You can also comment Awaken and I will send you a link that has a $5 off coupon simply because you were listening to the podcast. But yeah, I want more moms to know that what they are doing is good enough. And that just by focusing in on ourselves, by healing ourselves, by utilizing that other 70% of the time for self-care. And self-care doesn't necessarily look like going out to the coffee shop or getting our nails done or any of the above, It truly can look like, in Awaken, that's what I do. I basically walk you through 3 minutes, just 3 short, simple minutes of reconnecting to yourself. And then, of course, in the Calm Mama Blueprint, I teach you about your needs and meeting your needs and how incredibly important that is for yourself and also for your family to be able to communicate that. And so, yeah, I think that our goal as a mom should be to be truly authentic, which is 70% of the time. And the other 30 is to be focused on our attachment, creating a secure attachment with our children. And I guarantee you, because I've seen it in my own life and I'm seeing it in my clients' lives, you will actually be a better parent more than that 30% of the time because there's so much less pressure on you. You don't feel that intense weight, that shame, that guilt that's just weighing you down. You actually have room. You have availability in your body to be able to be there fully present for your kids. So this was a shorter episode today, but I just want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for just witnessing me today and my story with just this trying to get pregnant process. And yeah, as I'm walking through it and trying to navigate all the highs and lows and emotions that are coming. And I just appreciate you being here witnessing that for me today. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, would you please give it a thumbs up? If you have a mom friend who is struggling, who is just feeling so down about herself, please send her this episode. I believe it's one that is truly going to change so many moms' lives, just knowing that we don't have to be perfect. All we have to do is be good enough. And if you haven't subscribed, if you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe so you can continue getting more content like this and also just being a part of the community. So, alrighty guys, I will see you in the next episode.